Hello children, I truly hope that you all have gone through the videos posted back which are based on national income and the three different methods of calculating national income, and you are clear with the concepts revolving around it. So today children, we start with few other concepts of national income which are untouched as of today. They are a part of chapter GDP and welfare, which is also an extension of national income unit. In today's class, we will deal with terms like real income, nominal income, difference between the two, how do we calculate real GDP, GDP deflator, green GDP, and how they help us in relating with the economic growth. GDP is a measure of an economy's production. It is sum of the values of all goods and services produced within India's economic territory. Now, a higher GDP means more production. It also means more goods and services available to the people of the country during the year. But, children, highest GDP may not necessarily mean higher welfare. To understand this, we need to know what welfare is. But before that, let's understand GDP in its real and nominal form. Children, before we begin with the concept of real and nominal income, we need to recapitulate some concepts learned in Standard 11 in statistics, that is, price index, and another related to price index, that is, base year. Let's recapitulate. What is price index? It is an index number which shows the change in price level between two different time periods. It enables us to compare the current year with that of some base year. So what is base year? A base year is a normal year which is free from price fluctuations without inflation or deflation, and this year is taken as base year by the economists. Now, in order to know if we as an individual have grown or not, what do? We compare our current year's performance with our own past performance. Maybe our present salary is compared with that what we earned 5 years back? Yes. Similarly, in order to know whether we as an economy have really grown in terms of national income, we need to compare the current year's national income with national income of some past year. This past year with which we compare is called as the base year. Now the question that may arise is, why can't we simply compare the current year's income with that of past year in terms of its actual values in rupees? Example, if it's 2015 and 2016 and the income in 2016 is say 100 billions and income in 2015 say 99 billion. Does it mean that the economy has grown by 1 billion in 2016 as compared to what it was in 2015? The answer should be maybe or maybe not, because the income which is calculated in 2016 is calculated at the prices of goods prevailing in the market in the current year, which is affected by change in price. So even if the quantum of goods produced in 2016 remains same as that of goods produced in 2015, still the national income may show a rise. This rise is because of rise in the prices of goods. Now, to eliminate this impact of rise in the price and its consequent impact on the national income, and to make it convenient to compare the growth, we need to calculate real income. This is the significance of real income. So let's see what real income or real GDP is. As you can see on screen, children, real income is also called as income at constant price. They are one and the same. It's also called as the real GDP or GDP at constant price, and it measures the market values of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of the country during an accounting year, estimated using the base year's price. So, we've seen real GDP is nothing but domestic income, that is GDP, but the value of it is calculated on the basis of prices of the goods prevailing in the base year's time. So, what is nominal income? Nominal income or nominal GDP, also called as GDP at current prices. It is the market value of all goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during an accounting year, estimated using the current year's price. It is nothing but the total quantity of goods produced in the current year multiplied by prices of these goods prevailing in the current year. So children, as you can see on screen, we have tabulated the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP. Real GDP is also called as GDP at constant prices because it is calculated at the prices prevailing in the base year, while nominal GDP is called as GDP at current prices. The second point is the definition of GDP at constant prices and GDP at current prices. The third point is real GDP increases only when there is increase in the quantum of output in the economy, while nominal GDP may increase without an increase in the quantity of output in the economy. Reason being, it is impacted by rise in the price. The next point is real GDP gives the better measure of welfare. It is because real GDP shows the actual amount of goods and services available in the economy for consumption and investment. Whereas nominal GDP is not considered to be a very good measure of welfare because nominal GDP is impacted by rise in price. And a rise in nominal GDP does not necessarily mean increase in the production of goods and services. To get it clear, children, let's take an hypothetical economy as reflected on screen. Say 2010 and 2011. Let 2010 be the base year. Suppose the economy has produced 10 goods of X in the year 2010, which are priced at rupees 10 each. So, the real income for the year 2010 is 10x and the nominal income is 10 multiplied by 10, that is quantity multiplied by price, which is equal to 100. So, nominal income is 100 and real income is 10x for the year 2010. The real income can also be said to be quantity of X commodity multiplied by the prices in the base year. But 2010 itself being the base year, price would remain 10. So for the base year, real income will be equal to nominal income. In this example, it's equal to 100. Now let's take the next year, 2011. In the year 2011, the economy now produces 8 of good X, but the prices of the goods have risen to rupees 15. So, the nominal income of 2011 is equal to price multiplied by quantity, that is 15 multiplied by 8, which is equal to 120. But children, as you can envisage, in the current year, the quantity of goods that have been produced is less than that of the base year, but the nominal income shows a rise from 100 to 120. Is that a real growth? No. Thus, we can conclude that nominal income is not a true indicator of economic growth. Let's see real income. So how do you calculate real income for 2011 as discussed above? To calculate real income for 2011, we multiply the quantity of goods produced in 2011 with the prices of these goods prevailing in the base year. In our case, price prevailing in 2010, that is 8 multiplied by 10, which is equal to 80. Now based on this real income, you can compare the real income in the year 2010 and 2011. 100 being the real income in 2010 and 80 being the real income in 2011, which shows fall in national income. And there's actual fall in the quantum of goods produced. Thus, real income is a better measure of welfare and a better indicator of growth. Now, in the given hypothetical economy, it was very easy to identify and learn what is real and nominal income. But in reality, the practical problems make it almost impossible to calculate real income. Why? Is it so? Because There are n number of goods being produced in an economy, and they are all measured in different units, making it almost impossible to estimate the real income. So, to overcome this problem, the economists have evolved with certain steps to calculate real income. Here we need to first calculate nominal income and then convert the nominal income into real income, which is best suited for comparison. That's the only way how we can calculate real income. So children, to calculate real income or real GDP, we first calculate nominal GDP and convert it into real GDP by eliminating the effect of change in prices in the current year's GDP. Now, how to eliminate the effect of change in price in the current year? That's with the help of index number. Children, here we need to apply the concept of price index. So I repeat again, what price index is? It is an index number which shows the change in price level in the current year as compared to base year. And a base year is a reference point used for comparing current year with other period which is chosen by the economists. Children, as you can see on screen, we can convert nominal GDP into real GDP and vice versa using the formula as flashed on your screen. Real GDP or GDP at constant price can be calculated from nominal income by eliminating the effect of change in price, which is done by using the following formula, that is, real GDP of current year is equal to nominal GDP of current year divided by price index of current year multiplied by 100. So, we deflate the nominal GDP by dividing it by price index. Similarly, numerically, nominal GDP can be calculated from real GDP by multiplying real GDP by price index and dividing it by 100. Next, we take up the topic of GDP deflator. GDP deflator is nothing but the change in price level, and it is the same as that of price index. It refers to the ratio between GDP at current prices and GDP at constant prices. It shows change in GDP due to change in price level, and it is the same as that of price index. Example, if real GDP is equal to 600 and nominal GDP is 660, then we can find the GDP deflator as follows. The price index of GDP deflator is nominal GDP divided by GDP at constant prices multiplied by 100, which is equal to 110. It shows increase in the general price level by 10%. But a note of caution is required. We say that GDP deflator is nothing but the price index, but it should not be confused with consumer price index even when both indicate change in the price level. The basic difference is that GDP deflator indicates change in price index or change in price level related to all goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country, while consumer price index indicates change in price level related to only a specific basket of goods bought by the consumers, and these may be produced within the domestic territory or rest of the world. Here comes green GNP. Children, when we use the term green, it makes obvious that we are talking about environment or something related to environment and sustainability. Yes, that's right. GNP is estimated without taking into consideration environmental pollution and natural resources and its exploitation, while green GDP takes into consideration parameters like environmental pollution and exploitation of natural resources into consideration. It takes into consideration the losses caused to nature by causing exploitation of natural resources and increase in environmental pollution, as these reduce economic welfare. Thus, estimating GNP that takes into account these parameters, that is environmental pollution and its exploitation of natural resources, is called green GNP. With the above concept in mind, children, let's apply them. A numerical flashed on your screen. You need to calculate real GDP with the given data. That is, nominal GDP of a country is given as 150 for a particular year in billions and price index is 120. So, we can calculate real GDP for the current year, which is nominal GDP of the current year divided by price index at current year multiplied by 100. So, 150 divided by 120, which is multiplied by 100, is equal to 125 billion. So, this is the real GDP for the year. The next numerical, we need to calculate nominal income and what is given to us as the real income and the price index. By applying the formula, price index is equal to nominal income upon real income multiplied by 100, we can calculate the nominal income, which is 420 billion. So children, we are done with the concept of real income and nominal income. Next we will meet with the concept of national income and welfare. Bye-bye and take care. Stay blessed.